Hello and happy Saturday. I'm just waiting for, there we go, um, the stream to catch up. Sometimes it does not when I first go live. So, welcome. We're going to start with part one of our Doodlebug Design album with Hometown USA. And there are kits available at countrycraftcreations.com under the Doodlebug Hometown USA. And um, I need to just let you know we were having these hopefully ready to ship out on Monday, the kits, and Doodlebug will have them ready for me Wednesday, the rest of everything. So if you did order the kit, and I'm going to get you all the link because this is such a fun holiday album or summer album. It doesn't even have to be for your, it doesn't have to be 4th of July. To me, summer is red, white, and blue, and so many other fun things, right? Okay, so there's the link to the kit, project kit. Now I can do more of a walkthrough because this was just an inspiration that came about, and I'm like, I gotta get this made. I was so excited to get this made. And so on the cover, if you are familiar with Doodlebug, they have a Doodlebug house album. And inside of the front cover, of course, there's all of the chipboard. We're going to be using these on the inside, and I'll show you where. So I've started working on those. But it's a do-si-do album, so it means front and back or accordion type style. And when we open it, so we're going to have the walkthrough before I start the tutorial. You do have this spot here that we will, I still have tags to make to go inside of it. And then even the top will be one big long tag that goes all the way down. Hi, Nikki. And so that's the pocket that will be on the right hand side of the inside cover. Then it starts right here with our pages. So we have a big long pull out. What a fun spot. You can jot down dates, memories, and then you can also either journal or photo on top. This paper is so fun and summery. And again, you could use any of the Doodlebug papers. And then we've got a nice big spot here for your photos. That will slide back in, closes down upon the general store, and it makes you just want to be there, doesn't it? And I need to move it over. Okay, summer is all about family, right? We have a tuck spot on this side. Great spot for 2x3 photos. I always cut mine down. They're never the same size, right? Because there's so much background. Then it will open. Hi, Laura. We've got some photo spots, Coca-Cola, just journaling. You can, do the print them on Word and put your journaling here. And we've got a cute little pocket. So I do have some tags to finish, but I don't like to finish it till I'm done with cutting all the paper and use the scraps here. And again, summer, family, picnics, puppies. Now there's kitties in the collection, so you could also, if you're a cat person and not a dog person, so much fun ephemera. Then we have a nice big pocket. I will have a tag in here. And fun parade spot or family picnic spot. But I did use the word parade. Now out here in Hooper, where I live, Hooper rhymes with hooker. I always have to remember that, right? We do Memorial Day. So we've got, Labor Day. We have Memorial Day, 4th of July. We have the 24th of July here, which is our statehood for Utah. We have Labor Day. I'm sure you guys have your little hometown. You have your own Hometown USA celebrations when each state became a statehood. And so parade, this will be our parade for September, and we have a big rodeo pocket space right here. And then more family fun, barbecues, picnics, lots of areas with fun Doodlebug ephemera with tuck spots that everything will fit under. and we will make sure our photos will fit under all of our embellishments. And just the back inside cover, great parade spot or family spot, and that's that side. Now, when we pick this up, I am going to pull this out. So it looks like this, but I want to pull this out because I don't want to damage my cute little house. And I've just started working on the back side. So this is going to be that back side. You're going to have, and I will have this finished for our next tutorial. You've got photo spots here, but we will have these all decorated, our plastic sleeves, okay, that we're going to put into our books. So we'll have our plastic sleeves, and then here at the top is where we're going to put, like I said, I am in the middle of decorating that. So I don't want to lose my pieces and parts. So see, this is going to be the beginning of my house, and it will be the flip up here. So cute. Doodlebug really just knocked this out of the park. It is so adorable, so perfect for our celebrations. And the kit does come with the house, and you will have more house pieces than I use, so you can definitely use more. Now, this is the back cover, per se. There will be ribbon just like here on the front, and we will decorate this, but nothing big and nothing popped up like the house. Otherwise, we could have, it will get damaged. We do need the flat surface, but it will have the cute embellishments here on the back also. So we're going to start by creating this cover. And because the cover is going to take us a little bit longer than just a normal cover, that will be all we do in this video today. And then I will do the schedule, and we will just continue, and we will finish up. We'll start with the pages. We're going to finish up all the inside of our pages, and then we will, I will do this more than once a week so that we don't prolong this, because 4th of July is right around the corner, and you guys are going to want this for all your celebrations. And that is what a do-si-do album is. And it's just going to be so cute. So you've got some of the elements of a 3-ring binder, but in an album format. We have the house that will hang in the back. Just so many fun things. So I did post, let me just tie this shut so it doesn't, and then I can move it. I did post the measurements for your chipboard, and I will be giving those again. There's not a written cutting guide. Now, there probably will be. I know Tanya, my sister, she'll probably end up getting one all typed up for us, and that's a big plus. But I would suggest you just grab your notebook and start writing. Okay, so I'm going to go over the chipboard first. And so your album covers are 7 1/2 by 9, and you want 3. I've already covered mine with the score tape sheets to speed things up, and super easy to apply. If you're not sure, you can watch one of my other album cover tutorials. I use it every time. So we have 3 of those, 7 1/2 by 9 1/2. We have 2 spine pieces. They are 1 1/4 by 9, 2. And then for this, I'm using the Artisan Speckled cardstock. Now it's hard to see, and I have those crazy lines coming up. I don't know, but it is speckled, and it really picks up the color of your cardstock. They're kind of a bluish grayish, but it's really picking up the blue. And we want 3 pieces of cardstock that are 9 1/2 by 11. This is what we're going to cover our 7 1/2 by 11 pieces with. You want 3. Then you want 2 4¼ by 11. Right now, I did put the measurements in there as 6 by 8 7/8, but I will cut these down. Mine are 12, and I will cut those down after I get score tape put on them. So let's get started. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday. And who's crafting along? Yay, I'm glad you can watch, Heather. Okay, my 9½. And I'll put my spacers that are 1 by 1. If you don't have score tape sheets, if you don't have score tape sheets, you can use any adhesive you like, your favorite adhesive. Now, the only thing is, unless you know how to do a do-si-do and bend your covers back, I would suggest you do this method, but if you want to do just where you lay out your papers, but if you're newer to scrapbooking and making covers, I would suggest you do it this way. This is going to be the easiest way you know how. Okay, now just use my spacers. My L shapes are my favorite that Beth makes for us. And I do have a prize giveaway. And I meant to grab it because I'll explain it more. We have one of our design team members, Scrapping Under the Influence, Jen, is doing acrylics. And I have a giveaway from her. So we'll do that giveaway with the acrylics on our next tutorial next week. So I can get you a little more excited because she's made, even though we don't have hinges, she's made this, it makes it so much easier to put your pages on your hinges. And we'll talk about that more next week. Because my brain is so excited on this. And I didn't grab those. Okay. And she made the fireworks in acrylic to go with this. Boy, Jen, I really blew it today. I got down here, it was already 10 o'clock, and I forgot to grab everything. But anyway, she has a website, scrappingundertheinfluence.com. So be sure to visit her store. Okay, let's get our third piece on. And now back to work. But yes, I will show those next week. I will be more prepared. I was shipping orders yesterday. That's why we didn't do our tutorial. And I passed out last night. You guys, you wore me out with your orders. But thank you to everyone. Ooh, Jan. Oh, Jan, could you imagine? Oh, Jan, teacups and a teapot would be so adorable. Okay. Can you she's just super talented, and I'm telling you, this laser she got is just up her alley, so expect some really fun and exciting things to match our papers. Okay, we have the 3 covers, and we're just going to set those aside. We'll get everything burnished and wrapped after we get everything laid down. Then the spacer, the acrylic spacer that is 1½ by 1, has 1 at the top, is perfect because you want you want 1 1/2 inches on each side of your mechanism. You don't want just a little inch or 1/2 inch. You just don't want that risk. Now this isn't going to tear, and you don't need to add, I've never had this crack, rip, or tear my spines, and we've made by now hundreds of albums this way. So having that 1 1/2 inch on each side of left and right gives you the extra leverage you need, coverage. So your mechanism works great. Again, this is 4 1/4 by 11. And if you don't have a spacer, you can lightly score 1 1/2 inch, or you can go to Country Craft Creations and grab your spacers. They're called acrylic spacers. And then you could score 1 inch across the top and use that for your lining up of your chipboard. But this guarantees, sometimes we have those off days, we can't get anything straight. So this is that guarantee that on that off day, it's going to be straight. Because look how straight and perfect it is. These are a lifesaver. All right, let's just start here with our spines. And I have to tell you, every time we have a retreat, I learn something new, not just you guys. So I'm going to show you what I learned. A lot of the crafters, I'm going to show you when it comes up here to bulk, and making sure you really do cover that chipboard so nothing shows on the side. So you're going to see me do my cutting just a little bit different. And a lot of you that have been using this method for a long time now, you're going to say, hey, she's doing it different. I am. And I'm going to share that with you. Because it's really cool at an event. You get to not only watch the designer creating, but we get to watch our table mates. And when we're walking around the room, it's always fun to pick up what's new and what other people, crafters, are doing just to make their project that much better. Okay, we're going to push against the chipboard. And so I tried this and I really like it. It's modified from what I saw. So I'm going to show you. Usually you're going to see me just cut this whole rectangle out. Can you guys see that okay? But I'm not going to. And a lot of the crafters were just gluing this completely down. And I remember I did that in the very, very beginning and I stopped because it was so bulky. I don't like bulk on this left and right hand side. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to eyeball about 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to cut straight across. So now I have this little flappy do. So I'm going to repeat, and I'm not measuring, I'm just eyeballing. You want at least 1/2 inch to 3/4. I'm still going to fold this in. I'm just going to do a slight angle out here. So see when it lays down, we can even fold it over like so. So now when I glue that down, burnish that again. See, my chipboard is completely, there's no open holes. So I know a lot of you already do a similar version of that. I need to trim this up some more. But I found that I didn't like it all the way out. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I really like it. Oh, I just did a boo-boo. No, I didn't. This is still kind of a new way. I didn't mean to cut all the way across, to be honest with you. So don't cut all the way across. Just cut to there. No, I do cut all the way across. That's right. See, this is so new to me, too. I just did it on that first one. I was like, I have to remember I did that. Now, you don't really have to do that if you don't want to. What I'm trying to do is keep, there, just keep it from, I don't know what I'm trying to keep it from doing. To be honest with you, all I know is it laid so much nicer in there. But when I show you one more time, my brain will be more working. There we go. So now we're going to add our adhesive, and that's what it looks like. Ooh, I just filled my glue bottle. Man, it came out fast. I get that pressure. You get that pressure in there, man. Okay. Push it against the chipboard. And I'm still playing with it. I'm sure that, I'll modify what I'm doing. And do this side. Oh, man. The baby's just pouring out of there. No squeezing needed. There's nothing more defeating when you're making a cover and you see chipboard. How many of you does that drive crazy? It drives me crazy to see any of the chipboard after I've gone through all this trouble of covering it. Now I can still see I've got a little lump there, but look how nice and covered. Yeah, there's nothing like having it look perfect. Voila. Absolutely no chipboard. Yes, it just drives me batty. So that one's done. And we will continue. Yes, I mean, I even did too, but it didn't bug me. But see this? There's absolutely none. Absolutely none. And there was no bulk. So I'm very, very pleased. And I'm very, we have to be receptive and definitely watch what our other crafters are doing, because we definitely can learn from each other. Definitely learn from each other. But then we share, because that's what we do. Because I want you guys to have happy, beautiful albums. Okay, once again, looks like so. So don't cut all the way to your chipboard. You can, but you know what? Let's not. Let's do it this way, where we're just going to cut out our new little square. Like I said, I just did this the other night on that original album. Let's just cut our little square out, and don't cut all the way across like I did the first time, and let's see what happens. But I need to turn it over. I don't know why. I have to angle corners. So we're going to just fold that, and then we're going to angle that together. Let's see how that works. Oh, absolutely, Nikki. So I'm not going to cut to the chipboard this time. So we're kind of experimenting too with our little Hometown USA album, which is kind of fun because I get to do it live with you guys. For me, I'm still going to kind of take that corner off. The corners are kind of How do you explain it? They're like rigid. Hi, Julie. And let's see what happens. So the first one I cut to the chipboard, it turned out great too. See that? It's beautiful too. This time I'm just gonna cut to that new little mark I made. My glue's having a heyday on its own today. I'm wondering if something's missing because it's just really coming out. Still burnish against that chipboard. I still want to make sure I'm forming it around my chipboard, that cardstock. And then as that's drying, we will trim it up here in a moment. But while it's still wet, I want to make sure it's pushed against the chipboard. Hello, Julie. Now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do our angling this way. Either method will work. So you choose what you like best. I think I won't worry about cutting it to the chipboard like I did on the first one because looks great, guys. In fact, really happy with it. And I don't have all the bulk out here. See, I still, it's not bulky and heavy. So it worked great, and I think it's a keeper. But if you like to do it the other way too, definitely do it that way. Of course, my glue bottle just wants to act up while I'm live. It doesn't want to stay in there. Okay, now we'll just go to doing our covers. Bring this down just a little. Get them all burnished on the sides. So we basically have one extra cover here. Because we need those two fronts and a middle. So now I'm just going to do it the way I've always done it. Cut out my squares. Nothing new or different here. Just miter the corners. And Hopefully, nope. Man, that's coming out fast. This is heavyweight chipboard. And you can purchase the 8.5 by 11 chipboards we sell, and then you only have to cut a little bit off. The 12 by 12 size, you're gonna have some waste. So if you get 8.5 by 11 chipboard, then you'll just have to cut it 7.5 by 9, and there's a lot less waste. And my bone folder just fell on the dog's head, and that woke Wilbur up. You know, this bone folder, you wouldn't think it hurts. It does if it comes at a high speed. Sorry, buddy. He's like, why'd you throw that at me? I didn't mean to. We have just gotten in a new shipment of chipboard that is actually a little bit heavier, and this is what I'm using, and it will be in your, if you purchase the kits, but we will have it on sale. I mean, this stuff, I'm impressed with this manufacturer, and they're the manufacturer who did the mat board for the frames, so I was like, whoa, this is nice stuff. But you do want heavy with this. This one, you do not want lightweight. Okay, one cover done. No holes. You just want it all perfect. And if you love to use white cardstock, but you hate it because everything shows, the speckle is really awesome. Like I said, you can't quite see it on camera, but it does have speckling to it. So what's super nice about this, it also is a little more forgiving if there's a little dirt on there. Like sometimes you just can't help it. I put my stuff in the dishwasher the other night, and you're still gonna pick up my scoreboard. You still pick up some of the I don't know, residue from your inks and whatnot, but this is nice. I love the speckle. We're just going to repeat what we did on the first, cut those corners. This is it can be actually relaxing. Unless you're just starting the album and then you're excited and you really want to get it done to see what it looks like. I do put my scoreboard in the dishwasher, Julie. I do put it on. My dishwasher has, sorry, I was all tangled. My dishwasher has a low heat. So I do put it on the low heat and then no dry. And I take it out and let it dry in the strainer. And then I also will scrub it with Dawn in my sink and hot water. And this is like my scoreboard from 7 years ago. And it does look worn and torn, but yes, you can put it in there. Don't use the heat cycle. You don't want it anything to warp, but it does just fine. Now, if you do that, because I don't know what your dishwasher's like, and anything happens, this is my not liable disclaimer, right? Because I don't know what your dishwashers are like. But other than that, you can put it in the sink. Now, I did try it because one time I boiled some water, poured it over, because you know what? Have you seen how the back gets and things stick to it and it gets yucky? Uh-oh. That might even have score tape. Oh, no, it doesn't. But you get I don't know where that stuff comes from. It's like, and how it gets under your scoreboard. I have no idea. And it didn't damage it, the boiling water. So I did try that first just to make sure. And the boiling water took that off, but it didn't hurt it. So I thought, I'm just putting this baby in the dishwasher. We were washing some china that you don't want heat on. Worked great. It was warm water, no heat cycle for dry. There goes my bone folder again. And this time I don't know where it went. Hi, Terry. Okay, let's do the other side. Because after a while, even no matter what you do, your scoreboard's going to look used. One more to go. Hi, Norma. Well, welcome. If you're new on the Country Craft Creations YouTube, we also have a Facebook group, Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. So you'll get all the notifications when I go live, but you also get to see all of the designers, other fun stuff. And then you'll know when new product comes in, new tutorials are going to start. Oh my gosh, the designers will keep you on your toes and busy. Hi, Diane. I'm so happy to see you. We're on our third piece of chipboard for our cover, and then we will be assembling this. And also on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, Norma, that's where I'll post the schedules. Like I mentioned in the beginning, if you're just joining us, this album I'll be doing twice a week because we don't want to go after the 4th of July. And we've already, I don't know about you, I've got some Memorial Day pictures I need to put in it. And we want to get this done so we can start our wedding album. Plus, if you have our Seasons of Creativity box, our designers have all those tutorials that will be happening. So I want you to be able to get this done before those start. Those boxes are shipping out next week. And boy, is there some fun projects in there. Okay, let's just glue down our cardstock and we'll be done with our third piece. trim that a little bit more. If you have clips, clothespins, or those little pink and silver from the Dollar Tree clips, you're going to want something like that when we go to put the spine on here. Make sure your cardstock's all down. Now we are going to be ready to assemble. We have our 3 pieces, chipboard, 2 spines, and I'm going to grab my clothespins. This really does help. And we want to start with a cover piece and a spine. So we're going to create the first, part just like we do our album cover. I'm going to fold one of my little wings here in half, not in half, but over the chipboard. Oh no, you can't throw those away. So you want to remember, bare chipboard to bare chipboard right now. We're going to be adhering these together, and I will use my glue. And there is no space between our chipboards on this, if you've never made it. It's going to match those top and bottom. Now I also want to open it here to make sure it's flush. Julie, there is, and here, let me get you the link again because I think it's still here. There you go. We're doing the Doodlebug Hometown USA album that's on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, the photo. So I'm pushing down on this chipboard here, and I'm pushing pretty hard to make that little divot. I'm going to fold it over, and this is where I want to put my clothespins on and let it grab. Now our glitter glue dries fast. That's why I won't change glues. I need a fast drying glue. And we are going to have to let that dry for a minute. So for those of you that just came in, this is what we're creating. We're creating the Do-Si-Do album, and you can see it's a zigzag. So I think it makes more sense for a zigzag album, but it's a Do-Si-Do front or back. And so this is the cover tutorial today. And then I should be doing these on Thursdays and Fridays. Thursday in the morning hours, Friday in the evenings. So I'll get a schedule together and we'll get working on it so we can get her done. And it's also a cute album because you can do so many things. If you have twins, I did a twin one many, many, many years ago, and it's here on YouTube, but it's buried because it's so old. I did a twin boy and girl front and back. So I just duplicated what I did in the front for the back for the baby. This one I'm not duplicating because I wanted the plastic sleeves in here. And you can do, for the wedding, you could do the bride, the groom, or her family, his family. So see oh my gosh, or family history, maternal, paternal. It's endless what you can do with this style of album. Okay. Oh, there you go, you lazy butt. Okay. Now we just want to take this side, just burnish that right over. We want another cover. Again, we're going to match it top to bottom. I know, I always do a dry fit. I don't know why. Oh yeah, you had a big graduation. Your baby graduated. Well, congratulations to all the graduates out there. Glue just wants to be crazy. Okay, rematch. Just making sure we're top and bottom. I want to make sure we're going to be flush, and if we're not, make sure you move it. The glue will give you some time there. There we go. Now, that is the reason I'm pushing this chipboard, the unfinished, down, because if not, it will kind of poof out. So go right along that seam, but use blunt. Don't use a very sharp. Some bone folders, like my gray one, can be sharp. Okay. We're going to put our clothespins on again. Oh, I'll bet you guys were crying. Yep, the baby was graduating. So basically, anywhere I kind of see a spot there that needs to be pushed down, we're going to push that down. And let's grab our next spine while that dries for just a minute. Let's get that ready. I'll give you guys a minute to catch up. And so, for those of you wondering, if you haven't used the plastic sleeve before, this was the tutorial we did with the family home. And so, see, this is what the idea we're going to do with the plastic sleeves. So you can pull things out. If you're not familiar with the plastic sleeves, see, we're going to do some fun things like this. And those will be, if you purchase the kit, if not, and you have these at home, they're just the 6x8 size. You can use those. That's being a good mama, Heather. Yeah, we don't let them quit school. Whoops. Well, that one was ready to get off. Now, the other nice thing about making the album, the lay flat method, see how it's really wobbly right now? And that's what we want. We want a lot of freedom to be able to move this right now. It won't be once we get our other cardstock on, but we need that. So now that looks really good, and I'm really happy. And now I'm going to add this spine. So this is going to be different, where before we did raw chipboard to raw chipboard, we're doing raw chipboard to finished chipboard where it's wrapped, because we need that do-si-do. And it's going to go, close your book. This will actually become my back. Let's see, it'll be upside down. You can turn it anyway. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it on the back, what would be my back cover. And we're going to just fold that hinge wing over. I only use glue because it's absolutely permanent and it dries a little bit harder than score tape. Of course, score tape doesn't dry, right? Okay, same thing, but we're going to match. Okay, put it on a flat surface so you can match it top to bottom. And do the same. Open it up. Make sure you're pretty much flush here. Push down on that chipboard. Oh no, super simple. And when you're just watching the video, this stays recorded, then you can start it and stop it to really get an idea of what's going on here. So we have to let that dry for just a minute. And you really can't put this on backwards. Whether you put it on the right hand side or the left hand side, all you're going to do is you can flip your album upside down to put it on the correct side. So don't even worry about putting on the left or the right. If you put it on, it's not going to matter. It's going to work. This glue is wanting to just escape today. Lots of air in there. Let's see if we can help it out while that dries. I hope that helps. Again, just push that raw chipboard down. I'm going to fold that over. And it may seem a lot of burnishing that I'm doing and playing with it and just messing around, but with the Artisan cardstock, and if you take the time now to get it to lay flat how you want it, it'll be fine. Okay, so that's going over the raw chipboard. The raw chipboard, yes, is going to go right there. And add our adhesive. I am staying about, I try, that's the magic word. I try to stay 1/8 of an inch from here so that I don't have a lot of glue oozing out the end. So my raw chipboard now is going to connect. Again, flat surface so you can make sure. Nope, I have to move that a little. It's flush. Oh goodness. There we go. Again, our clothespins. And then another advantage of this is see how straight and even it is from bottom to top. And I know you can get that with binding tapes and other things, but I don't. I just like a nice canvas. A canvas to the raw chipboard. I don't. I just like that nice canvas, you know. And then you've got just a good surface to work with. Okay. Now, another fun thing that this album can do, if you're looking for an album that you want to flip up, okay, you can do an album that flips up. And it's super, super nice. Look how nice. So if you want an album that flips up, otherwise, I want you to open it all the way. I'm going to fold that, and there is our Do-Si-Do album. Isn't that the funnest thing ever to make, you guys? How fun is that? Now, it's really weak, which is fine. That's what we want at this point. But I also want you to look at all the different things that you can do with this design and doing the lay flat, because look how perfect. Everything just lays flat together. And a lot of comments have been, well, the hinges don't lay flat. Well, the pages, well, they lay a lot flatter than any others, but that's not the whole idea, because you want your pages to kind of bulk up. You want all that fun stuff to be added. But now we need to make this strong so it's a nice, strong album. And that's where those two, I'm going to lay this open. That's where those two 6-inch pieces come in play. I am going to cut them down in just a minute, but they are going to cover this area. And I will cut it, but I like to cut mine after I've added my score tape sheet. I do use a score tape sheet here. I don't like glue to get in here. Okay, glue kind of weakens your paper even though it's going to dry. I like to use the score tape sheet or score tape, and then just add some score tape on your raw chipboard on the sides of your paper. But the score tape sheet takes care of all that. So I know that this is 11 inches, and some of you are gonna freak out at my waist, and I'm sorry, but I don't waste it all. I use it, I promise. Whoop, my paper is longer than my score tape sheet. Then I'm just going to put this back on so I can do a cut here. Nope, it doesn't bubble with the score tape sheets. So now I want to cut it. Here, let me move this off of my cardstock. Oh, no, I was thinking that was the backing. I want to just move that backing off so I can see. I need to put this at 8, and I go just a hair over 8 7/8. Okay, and I'm going to cut that straight across. Now, to be honest with you, I can still use this. I could die cut, so it's not a waste. And then I'll cut this piece off and use it. I do end up using it, and then I know it's 6 inches, and that definitely will get used. And then my paper's just perfectly covered, and I'm super happy. I'm going to just straighten that up. Because score tape can be, the sheet can be a booger sometimes on your bigger size pieces. And so I found that's the easiest way. Okay. Get things out of the way. And I'm going to lay this down. You should have just a minute little bit at the top, or if you did the 8 7/8, you'll have a little more than that, but we now have that beautiful coverage of this. Let me just tell my daughter something. She's at Disneyland for her wedding anniversary, and she left her kids home. But the youngest is a teenager, but he's with us. And so she's just messaging saying they're having a ball. And I had to say, awesome, send me pictures. It's always more fun to go to Disneyland as an adult. No, it's fun with your babies too. But when they get older, it's fun to go by yourself, right? And she didn't tell them. They think she's in Wyoming. She's just going to send them pictures. I don't know why. But that's what she wanted to do. Okay. I took the backing off, so it's very sticky. And you may be nervous. It won't take you long. And if you've done wallpaper or you've done, the adhesive paper on your shelving, just like it. So just hold your fingers there, though. That's going to be your spacer until you get your bearings, as I call it. And then once you do and nothing's sticking over, just slap that down. Okay. Now we're going to repeat, but we're going to flip our book over. And yes, some is on finished and some is on, so it does look odd, I know, but see, it's going to look fine once we get our papers there. I'm going to repeat the same thing. And just go slow and use your scoreboard if you're using one with the edges. I put this back on, otherwise it'll get stuck on your cutter. Okay, because I want to see the edge of my paper. Heather, you can do this. I've seen you. Your work's awesome. Okay. So I'm at 8 7/8, but now I'm just going to move over in between 8 7/8 and that 16th. And again, I'll use this to die cut with, and then we'll have some extra tape there. And I guess Homer's coming to take a nap. Paper, just under 6 inches. So then my score tape isn't hanging off of any edge, and it looks nice. Now, for those of you nervous, if you're just using score tape sheets, and I'll tell you what, you'll save your score tape. I hardly use any. You can start by just doing a corner, and then you just lay it down, and you smash down the corner, and then you go under and pull off your tape. Okay, so that's one way. If you're uncomfortable, with doing it all at once. But make sure you get the top stuck down because it will still pivot and move if you don't. There we go. Look at that. So either way that you're comfortable with, but always first I stick a corner and then stick it across the top because then it's square. Then you can reach under and pull the paper off and you'll still be square. And I had a lot of wallpaper practice. My mother wallpapered every room, something different every season. And I had to learn. Got some score tape there. And this to me is just like that. It's just like that. Okay, so now we're going to just create our fold here. Don't push too hard. Oh, well, my mother's home looked like a model home all the time. Oh, thank you, Lori. You're going to love it. Now, if you just came in, just to remind you, it says shipping Monday, but they're not. Doodlebug is just a little behind, and they will have my stuff ready to pick up Wednesday, and then I will get the kits right out. But they will be shipped next week. Exactly. Janice, your mother and my mother knew each other. Yep. The living room and kitchen and dining room were done all the time. Now, see how perfectly straight our cute little album is? You guys, I cannot believe this has only taken us an hour. An hour. Okay. Same thing. I could just fold it if I wanted. It's not going to crack if you're using the artisan speckle tone paper or any of the artisan. The black, now the black, it does have a little different dye texture so that you may get little pops there, but not with these others because they're not saturated with dyes. And that's just the way of paper. Okay, once you're happy, we're going to go and do this side. And fold that flat. And I'm pushing pretty hard. And don't be afraid to move your hinge if you're using artisan cardstock. And you've got your beautiful edges. That comes down. And then you have, look at that, in an hour, we have our Do-Si-Do album. It's ready to go. Now, this can also be used landscape. You just don't, you can't wrap it unless you wrap the inside totally different. Like I showed you before we wrapped it, you would have to put down these 6-inch pieces in a different spot. It would have to come on the opposite side. So you still, though, can use this album that way. And then you would flip it over and you have your backside if you want your landscape pages. You definitely could. But for those of you that just came on, so this is tutorial number 1. This will give you guys time. You probably won't get your kits until, because if we ship them out Wednesday and Thursday, you won't have them until in a week. But I'm going to continue with the tutorial. It's recorded so you can go back in. And let me show you then what we're going to work on the next tutorial, which should be Thursday. And if you're in Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, that schedule will be there, and I will have it um, scheduled to go on YouTube. So we are going to do the inside pages on Thursday, and so we'll create these pages. And if you just joined us, I did a walkthrough with these in the very beginning. This whole collection is so cute. So you get the general store, you get the floral shop. You also have, oh, let's see here. I tried to divide these in my puzzle sorters, but I'm so in love with all of them. And we're going to have our little house that we're going to be putting on the back, so I don't want to miss. Okay, we have the town hall. We have the town hall. We also have the post office. Are these not the cutest things to die for? We have our Main Street Bakery, and we have our fireworks stand. Then we have, these are your bigger pieces, the kitty and the birdie in the truck. We have our parade, and this is the great big ones that will be in your kit. So, but the houses, I'm dying. I am just dying with these. Okay, and these are what we're going to use on the back side of our album. But Thursday, we'll be creating these pages. Oh, let's put our bakery away. We'll be creating these pages. And we won't do the decorating. We'll just get these created. And we should have plenty of time because you guys are just great students. Then we'll create our plastic sleeves. Okay. Well, this was a really fun way to start Saturday morning. And I hope that you guys have a lot of fun creating your do-si-do cover and just follow the tutorial. It's super easy, super fun, and wow, comes together quick. So thanks, guys, for joining me this Saturday morning. And I will see you then Thursday. I don't have my calendar. Is it July 6th? Thursday, July 6th in the morning, but it stays recorded. Then on the 7th, on Friday, we will keep going until it's done. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.